talking about light refraction. It's really important to understand this concept when we're looking at the images that we're looking at together to try to make sense of what we're seeing. Before I do that, though, I just wanted to introduce you to my dog, Charlie. He is from Germany. He actually speaks German, and he's my best buddy. So let's talk about light refraction. So refraction is the change in direction of the propagation of a wave, like a light wave, due to a change in its transmission medium. This works for all different types of waves, light, ultraviolet, infrared, etc. And basically this phenomenon is explained by the conservation of energy and conservation of momentum. Because the medium changes, due to the change of the medium, the phase velocity of the wave is changed, but its frequency remains constant. So you can see the object, but it's basically distorted, or where its location is distorted. And you can see this kind of illustrated in these Wikipedia images provided. So here's a straight line going through a medium, in this case water, and then it refracts, part of it refracts up, and then part of it refracts down at this, what we call 30-degree angle or so. Here's a very good example of it we can do in our own house, where we can see like the stripes are going this way, but when the light is refracted through the glass, it looks different. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because we just saw this really interesting video by Matthew Brown on one of my Nibiru groups, and I just wanted to show you and just kind of speculate here that this is kind of some heavy-duty refraction going on, and just to let you think about it for a second. Here we go.
I'm going to start today's video with a capture from Matthew Brown where an airplane got up above the cloud layer, and I want you to notice and watch what happens here first, and then we're going to discuss it. Thank you, Matthew Brown. Why is the light below the clouds? Why are we seeing all this refraction? What are they putting up there to do this? Incredible.
So that was a dramatic example of light refraction happening, and obviously above the cloud layer where we're seeing the chemtrails. It even gets weirder, man. Check this out. Now, Thunder Energies is a new company that's actually claiming that they can see into the antimatter band, and they do it through some just very simple technologies. But listen to what this guy has to say if you wanted to really talk about weird. Oops.
Our telescope is essentially the same thing, because it was originally conceived for the detection of antimatter galaxies way deep into space. However, to our great surprise, we discovered that our telescope can equally detect entities in our terrestrial environment that are completely invisible to our eyes, to our binoculars, or to Galileo telescope, but they are fully visible in cameras attached to our telescope, for which reason we call them invisible terrestrial entities, ITE. We have detected at least two types of ITE. The first type, also called dark ITE, essentially consists of entities leaving a dark image in the background of digital cameras attached to our new telescope. And the second type, called bright ITE, essentially consists of entities leaving this time a bright image in the background of a digital camera attached to our telescope.
So I'm just saying, folks, that two things. Just regular optical light refraction exists and distorts light. And number two, we even have now the idea that we can look into basically the opposite universe of us and see black and white entities. Pretty interesting stuff, right? But my question is, could refraction be one of the biggest motives for the chemical dispersal that we see every day in the skies, or almost every day depending on the conditions? This particular two photographs are from my backyard again in the last 2 days. I mean, this is just getting to the point where I don't even know what to say about it anymore. It's so obvious. So in Essex, England, I saw a good example of some light refraction. Over here we see probably it reflecting off of some, water vapor ice crystals. But what you see on this side is it's only the orange band. And again, I've gotten similar results where I'm thinking that this is part of the iron oxide cloud that's refracting right here. But again, I'm going to look at more photos of these, what we're calling sundogs. Sky cams at Norfolk are probably the best sky cams to look at right now to see the objects. Here we're getting a very clear expression of the blue object with the red cloud around it, and then also this orb back in here. But anyway, the reason I wanted to show you this again is because you can go and look at the sky cam, all sky cam in Norfolk anytime during that kind of middle day in England, and you'll be able to see this yourself. We have all Skycam images in the day. This is one I just took yesterday from Brazil, I believe, and this is the bright object here and the dot in the center. But when you say that that's a lens flare, you're insulting everybody's intelligence, because lens flares are going to be the same color as the sun. I believe this is a refracted image of wormwood. We have them at night. Here's one from California in North America where we actually see this refracted light here, with that orb and the orange surrounding it, and then the very strange moon that we saw in the last couple of days. Here's a photo I actually took from my own backyard. This is the first time I've actually taken a picture of what I think is an object, but we also got that really weird refraction. What I did was I put the lens flare right in the middle of this, and there was a little lens flare that was bouncing around. This was not a lens flare, this was stationary. I took several pictures of it, but when I got the right camera position, I get the same refraction, which is very interesting. I want to talk a little bit about some of the iron oxide cloud that we were seeing. This is from Poppy down in Mexico, that the volcano that erupted, and I watched it all day. But what was funny is I had one sunset where everything was white, and then I had a second sunset where everything was red. And I just thought it was an interesting, because there's not a lot of chemtrailing going around down there because of the volcanic dust, and I just thought that was an interesting image. More interesting, though, was the stuff we're seeing at Grumpy Moose, Alaska, from the All Sky Cam network, and we're seeing this red cloud, at different times during the day, and it's just because the sun is still kind of circling, and it's just still coming up above the horizon. We get to see this cloud, this red iron oxide cloud being reflected. This is the image I took a couple days ago, and you've seen before from my backyard. But I want to make a point. Yes, this is a sundog. Everybody, come on. It is a sundog. I get it. I know what a sundog is. What a sundog is basically where light's reflecting off either ice, water, or some other material in the atmosphere and causes a reflection. If it was ice or water, this would be a rainbow, okay? It's not a rainbow. What it is, it's iron oxide dust refracting the light of the sun, or refracting or reflecting the light of the sun. So everybody, when you say that this image that I took from my backyard was a sundog, yes, it is a sundog, but what it does is it reveals the iron oxide that is in the upper atmosphere. So Jeff P has put up a couple excellent videos. The reason I wanted to show this one particular one was because he actually had infrared filter. He's getting some filters now, and it's good, and we're able to actually see the objects with the infrared filter. This is an image that was from the Middle East, but actually we're seeing now this strange multiple sun configuration. And then I had some eyewitnesses I wanted to share with you. In Ohio, they saw the light in the sky. This one, I don't know where it was from. I think it was in Florida, but the red, the red hue in the sun. And then we've got a testimonial from New Mexico. And I get testimonies now that the site's spinning up pretty good. I get testimonies every day, and I'll keep sharing those with you. A couple of images that I wanted to share live before I let you go. This is just an image that I just took in Brazil a few minutes ago. Again, we're seeing the object very clearly, or a refraction of the object very clearly, right? So refractions are legitimate. They're just a different way to look at something optically. And then this kind of freaked me out a little. This is in Italy right now. I don't know what this is. It could be just ice on the lens or something, but I just thought it was incredibly interesting. So let's refresh this one together, and then I'll let you go. See what's cooking there now. So now this thing is actually shrinking down, and you can see some red cloud, red stuff up in the atmosphere. Pretty interesting stuff. Something to take a look at on your own. And then finally, just to finish up with this this refraction.